Anybody like me, pwede kong i-challenge si DFA Secretary. Hindi ka able. Nung panahon na yung China, tahimik ka sa China, you're a traitor. I mean, di ba marami namang tahimik sa China noong unang administrasyon. Ngayon lang naman nagsasalita. So there can be questions of, human rights violator ka, DND. So medyo may vagueness on the issue of the ability and disability. Pangalawa, the fate of the president para sa akin, Mr. Chair, kasi nakalagay dyan sa bill, upon the confirmation of the appointment of the Commission on Appointments, ayaw kong i-leave sa mas political lang ano ko dito reason eh.
Chairman, having heard from former members of the Constitutional Assembly and other lawyers here, talaga pag ang isang kwarto na puno ng abogado, hahaba usapan eh. Pero ano po, dito sa Senate Bill 921 ni Senator Pimentel, I think this is already addressing the issues, the main issues. Dahil pag ang apat na pinakamataas na namumuno sa bayan ay incapacitated na, wala na tayo dapat na iniintindi pa regarding the separation of powers. Kung ang rason kaya nawala yung apat ay dahil sa isang kalamidad o isang ibang klaseng pangyayari, siguro ang dapat mag-succeed following the track of the executive is the DILG secretary as recommended. Kung nawala yung apat dahil we are in a state of war, dapat siguro yung Secretary of National Defense. Imposible na siguro kung umabot pa sa limang pinakamataas na namumuno sa Pilipinas nawala. Tapos pupuntahan pa natin yung mga minute details on the succession.
Hearing concerning the event that transpired last June 17 in Ayungin Shoal. Tanungin ko lang siguro si Minority Leader, is this measure, I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with the bills under consideration. Is this measures encompassing enough to consider a situation during a post-presidential election scenario wherein after June 30, wherein the supposed to be newly elected president, vice president will take their oath, including the members of the Congress, following an election. In case a force majeure or any fortuitous event, a scenario happens wherein after June 30, no oath-taking, no election successfully concluded. And what we have in place will be just 12 elected senators coming from that 6-year term. Would that be included? Because there will only be 12 elected senators holding office. All the members of Congress, their terms expired, newly elected, not yet proclaimed, haven't taken their oath yet, including the president and the vice president. What happens then? There are only 12. This is a continuing Senate, which we have discussed before. And I understand during the last elections, there was a resolution passed then, unknown to many, on who will be the Senate president, because there is no Senate president to speak of after June 30. That was the previous Congress, whose term can be considered as functus officio. So walang Senate, walang Congress, walang president, walang vice president. So you only have 12 elected, nationally elected senators coming from a 6-year term, with the remaining 3-year term tenure. So is this part, Your Honor? Is this including perhaps the LG secretary or other cabinet officials, their terms elapsed? So pasok din pa ho dito? that included was that factored in, Your Honor?
Well, the scenario is precisely that the being addressed is what is that scenario plus, as pointed out by one of our resource persons, paragraph 2 of section 8. Section 7 bali itong scenario ni Majority Leader. But he raises a very good point nga that the successors I have listed could also have expired terms or lapsed terms. I'm not so worried about yung holding any other office or employment kasi acting capacity to. I also do not agree that they should be deemed resigned kasi nasa constitution nito, should this happen, the Senate President, kunyari kung Senate President succeeds, then he's able to now call for the election of the President and Vice President, then he's deemed resigned. Hindi, dapat hindi siguro ganun ang interpretation nun. I mean, he goes back, or he remains a Senate President, but he had an additional duty as acting President. So yun. And then dung observation ni Attorney Colmenares na yung phrase nga, who is not under any disability to discharge the powers that we are giving him, maybe can be a source of dispute. Pero yung meaning ko dito dun sa has been confirmed or approved by the Commission on Appointments, it is the successor is a regular holder, regular secretary na of the not an OIC of the department. That's the meaning of the confirmation of the CA. Not that being an acting president, you need to be confirmed by the CA. So at any rate, Mr. Chairman, the Majority Leader raises also a good point. Siguro yan ang kaibahan nga natin sa I don't know to sa Amerika, bakit sila nag-designate din ng department secretaries when they're also same rule sa atin sila, di ba? Same rule. They're also the alter egos of the president, di ba? They also lapse their terms. Pero for as long as mag-work pa rin siguro ito for as long as nangyari na yung condition, magkikick in na yung law natin, and you are the holder of that position, you're the secretary of that department, you become the acting president, and your purpose is to call for the election so that we will have a regular president and vice president. So na-elevate ka na ron, na-elevate ka. So yung whatever is the let's say you serve at the pleasure of the appointing power of your appointment ends at during the lifetime of the appointing power. By law, nakat na po yun because by law you became acting president, and you have a very specific function to perform. Organize the election to determine the next president. Then we are out of the picture automatically. So I believe that's how we should interpret the bill should this become law, Mr. President, because otherwise baka pilay tayo. Pilay tayo where at saka we have to give, di ba, interpretation ng Constitution. If there's a constitutional provision, you have to find a way to give life to the constitutional provision. We do not interpret the rest of the provisions of the Constitution to nullify that constitutional provision. So, yan, I believe, Mr. Chairman, that's the best way to approach this kind of ano ba to, conundrum or
Yes. Thank you, Minority Leader. Kaya ko lang nabanggit yun kasi I recall during the last presidential elections, there was supposed to be an unnumbered Senate resolution designating an acting Senate President in the event that in the interregnum, no members of Congress, the Senate, the one half, and even the President and the Vice President would be proclaimed. So in effect, that acting Senate President coming from the 12 still in office can assume the presidency. So may ganun po eh. And that's the beauty of the constitution that we have now involving the Senate, because the Senate would be a continuing institution. Kahit anong mangyari, may natitira pang 12 na in office. So yun lang po siguro. Mr. Minority.
Just for the sake of those watching us live streaming natin, yeah. Kasi nga posible kasi na merong Senate President na graduating na rin from the Senate. Posible po 'yun, ha. Posible po para alam ng ating mga kababayan. Hindi kami mandated na ang parati namin pipiliing Senate President yung term ano tawag mo doon? The term extends beyond the last election or the upcoming election. Hindi ganon. We can choose a Senate President na naglalapse din yung kanyang term coinciding with the election. He is already possibly siyang term limited na, or he does not want to run. Possibly po yun. Constitutional experts. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Napakagandang tanong po. Meron po bang gustong sumagot noon? Kung wala po ba tayong Attorney Paulo?
Magandang hapon po, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Doon po sa tanong kung magkakaroon po ng violation, kung ang susunod po ay taga-judiciary, sa pananaw ko lang po, meron pong posible na dalawang violation. Yung una po ay yung sinasabi po kanina ni Chair Monsod na separation of powers. So itinakda po ng saligang batas na ang succession ay through the executive line. Yung pag-succeed po ng Senate President at Speaker of the House ay temporary lamang po. So ang tinatakda po talaga ng saligang batas ay eventually maghahalal po yung mamamayan ng galing po sa halal po sa executive branch. Yung isa pong posible pa na violation ay kapag ang succession po kasi automatic. So kapag sa unfortunate event na ma-wipe out po yung 4 na posisyon, kung ang susunod po doon ay member ng judiciary, automatic po ang succession noon. So pwede po maging termination siya nung security of tenure nung member ng judiciary na protektado until umabot sila ng 70 and remain in good standing. Doon po sa tanong ni Senator Pimentel kanina, napansin ko lang po doon sa Senate bill na binabanggit lamang po niya yung Section 7 ng Article 7. Meron pa pong isang provision sa saligang batas that also requires Congress to provide for succession, at yun po yung Section 8 ng Article 7. Yung Section 7 po kasi ay pre-inaugural vacancies. So kapag hindi po nag-qualify yung President-elect or Vice President-elect, Section 8 pertains to permanent vacancies sa opisina ng Presidente at Vice-Presidente. Yung isa pa pong obserbasyon dun sa Senate bill ay hindi po gaya ng saligang batas ng Estados Unidos kung saan po natin ginagaya itong provision na ito. Sa US Constitution po, it says na Congress may by law. Sa atin po, Congress shall by law. So utos po talaga sa Kongreso na mag-provide nito just to account for yung posibilidad na mawala po yung 4 na posisyon na nababanggit sa saligang batas. Pero nagpaparating din po kasi ito ng stabilidad ng sistema, na hindi po pwede magkaroon ng sitwasyon na mauubos talaga yung pwedeng humalili siya bilang presidente. So yun lamang po yung observation ko as of now po dun sa Senate bill.
Attorney Cecilio?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sa tingin ko po dun sa tanong na bakit hindi kasama ang Chief Justice, kasi ang tingin ko ho dyan, yung magawa ng Constitution, ayaw nila yung mag-succeed, yung hindi elected. So kung makikita ho natin, lahat elected po ito, no? Executive at saka ang legislative branches. Now, kung sinabi po ng Constitution that Congress shall provide for it, kahit po sino i-designate ng Kongreso, wala pong violation sa tingin ko ng Constitution dahil ipinaubaya po ng saligang batas sa Kongreso ang paggawa ng batas na ito. Yun lang po.
para po bang sinasabi ninyo na pwede po namin ilagay sa panukalang batas yung Chief Justice ngayon?
Kung yun po ang desisyon ng Kongreso, wala po tayong magagawa dahil yun po ipinaubaya sa inyo ng saligang batas.
Okay po, maraming salamat po. Alam niyo po sa Amerika, nauna na silang gumawa niyan eh. May pagkakahawig po tayo talaga eh. Sa Amerika sila din ang gumawa. Dito, nakalagay dito. Yung kanilang order nila, ang susunod, Vice President, Speaker of the House, President Pro Tempore ng Senate, Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of Defense, Attorney General, Secretary of Interior, Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary of Commerce, Secretary of Labor. Buo na yung sa kanila. Isa kanila, buo, oo. Siguro napapanahon na talaga, Chairman, na magawa natin yun. Opo.
Pero mapansin pa natin sa Amerika, hindi sila pumunta sa judiciary.
Wala.
So tama, medyo
Oo.
ganun na lang siguro if we want to less headache, let's keep the judiciary out of the line of succession kasi baka kasi kung may question din sa kanila bagsak baka mag-inhibit din all the more magka-problema pa po, Mr. Chairman.
May tanong po ako sorry po, di ko makita yung pangalan po nyo na somebody's blocking the driveway. Diba? Ayun po. Ayan. Attorney Eloisa. Opo.
Sir, doon po sa Senate Bill 921 ni Senator Pimentel, isa sa nakikita lang po namin na problema kung ito ay papasa is there's a constitutional prohibition against cabinet members getting a second appointment, and it's very clear under Article 7, Section 13. So, and the Constitution says that cabinet members, unless in an ex officio capacity or unless otherwise provided by the Constitution, they cannot hold any other office or employment. So, and kaya sir, ang nakikita po namin, no, and there is a legal history or precedent on this, is that maybe before we can go to the roster of the cabinet members in considering who will be the acting president, maybe we can consider, sir, first the members of Congress. In fact, if we go by our Constitution, the Constitution did not limit in the line of succession only the executive officials. It included the Senate President and the House and the Speaker of the House. So the selection should actually be within the entire political branch of the government, and that's the Congress and the executive office.
Oo, Chairman, medyo Attorney Reynaldo. Opo.
Magandang hapon po.
Opo.
Lopez ako. Bong na lang po. Susundan ko lang po yung sinabi ni Attorney Eloise. No? Pasensya na, academic lang po yung tanong ko pero medyo wild. Hindi po ba sa Senado, pag nawala yung Senate President, pumipili kayo ng bagong Senate President? So, ubusin mo na yung 24 bago mag-Speaker of the House. Ubusin mo na lahat ng members ng House bago magkaroon ng problema.
And the senators, actually, you have the national mandate because you're elected by the entire Filipino voters.
Dean Jeremy Gatula.
Thank you. Just thinking lang. Well, first of all, kasi if you designate already a person as a cabinet from the cabinet, then I don't think there's a simultaneous. Yung problem ng pagiging simultaneous holding of office, I think, would not be there kasi most likely magbibitaw siya dun sa cabinet office position and then aakit na siya dun sa president. Now, the reason why I think they went through yung sa US succession is puro cabinet officials and they did not go dun sa Congress is more because of the fact that ito yung mga tao na alam na kung paano tumakbo yung government. they've been attending the cabinet hearings. They more or less know yung executive branch. And we're talking here of a person kasi that will replace.
Salamat po. I-acknowledge ko lang po yung pagdating ng ni Senator Francis Tol Tolentino. Attorney Neri.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think the bill is proper because it implements a particular section, an article of the Constitution which requires na magpasanga ang Kongreso. Ang hinihingi ko lang, and I have to comment this with my friend Senator Coco, dapat ang batas clear para hindi magkagulo. These are very dangerous times. Namatay yung 4 na or disable. Medyo fluid ito. May banggaan dito kung sinong sunod na acting president. Dapat clear. Ang problem, pag nag-decide, ay yung una muna, yung phrase without, not under any disability, pwede talagang ma-challenge yung term na yan. Na pag may na-appoint dyan na cabinet member, DFA secretary, the DILG or even the DND can challenge the ability of the, I'm not leaving it to chance na may. In fact, anybody like me, pwede kong i-challenge si DFA secretary. Hindi ka able. Nung panahon na yung China, tahimik ka sa China, you're a traitor. I mean, di ba, marami namang tahimik sa China noong unang administrasyon. Ngayon lang naman nagsasalita. So there can be questions of, human rights violator ka, DND. So medyo may vagueness on the issue of the ability and disability. Pangalawa, the fate of the president para sa akin, Mr. Chair, kasi nakalagay dyan sa bill, upon the confirmation of the appointment of the Commission on Appointments, ayaw kong i-leave sa, mas political lang ko dito reason Kasi ayaw kong i-leave ang fate ng acting president sa kamay ng Commission on Appointments who've always decided on a political consideration among many other considerations. I mean, I don't think that the CA should withhold or affirm depende sa maging beholden tuloy si acting president sa CA. Pangalawa, pwede rin i-challenge ang constitutionally, Mr. Chair. The appointment came from a principal who was dead. Patay na So isn't it void or deemed withdrawn? Tapos na yung nag-appoint na presidente, patay na. So he's no longer a cabinet member in that sense pa. So ano na yung live doon sa CA? Hindi na yon. That appointment pending in the CA is no longer valid because the principal is dead. So para sa akin, coterminous ang CA, ang cabinet member kasi So it can be, may vagueness siya na pwedeng ma-exploit. Now there could be questions, ang initial ko na thoughts, why not trying the Chief Justice? Kasi ang Supreme Court may ranking din sila May hierarchy din sila. Hindi siya elected but a cabinet member is also not elected, di ba? So executive, hindi naman executive yung Speaker of the House. So sa akin, syempre magre-resign ang whoever is the acting president. Magre-resign siya, hindi siya pwedeng Chief Justice. O separation of power siya. Or cabinet member for that matter, resign din siya. So, and the Speaker of the House cannot be the Speaker of the House and acting president. Mag-resign din siya doon. All of them who become acting president to resolve any conflicts in constitutional issues, dapat mag-resign sila lahat. So sa akin, medyo hindi ganun ka-clear pag itong mga cabinet members ang magre-replace at maraming constitutional challenges na dadaanan, and we cannot afford a delay in deciding kung sino yung acting president kasi the more we delay, tumultos talaga yung kalagayan natin. So that's my 1 cent contribution, Mr. Chair.
Sir Dick Benson.
Mr. Chairman, having heard from former members of the Constitutional Assembly and other lawyers here, talaga pag ang isang kwarto na puno ng abogado, hahaba usapan Pero ano po, dito sa Senate Bill 921 ni Senator Pimentel, I think this is already addressing the issues, the main issues. Dahil pag ang 4 na pinakamataas na namumuno sa bayan ay incapacitated na, wala na tayo dapat na iniintindi pa regarding the separation of powers. Kung ang rason kaya nawala yung 4 ay dahil sa isang kalamidad o isang ibang klaseng pangyayari, siguro ang dapat mag-succeed following the track of the executive is the DILG secretary as recommended. Kung nawala yung apat dahil we are in a state of war, dapat siguro yung Secretary of National Defense. Imposible na siguro kung umabot pa sa limang pinakamataas na namumuno sa Pilipinas nawala. Tapos pupuntahan pa natin yung mga minute details on the succession. As mentioned in all our previous constitutions, including the current 87 Constitution, it is the Congress that can mandate this. It is assigned to the Congress. So to simplify it, why don't we just designate if we lost the 5 top officials because of a calamity or acts of God, then DILG takes over, Secretary. Acting lang naman siya until there is an election. If they lost their lives or they were incapacitated because of war, then the Secretary of National Defense, as provided for by law. So, sino pa magrereklamo nun? Yung DILG or DND Secretary, once they assume as acting president, I'm sure the Undersecretary will take over as SND. Thank you.
DILG, tinutulak na po kayo. Kaya ba?
Magandang hapon po, Senator Mr. Chair and Senator Coco and Senator Tolentino. Ang ating pong panukalang batas ay nararapat lang po. Ayan pong una namin gusto sabihin na kailangan na po ito. Ngayon tungkol po dun sa succession, nailatag naman po ni Senator Pimentel yung tatlo na sino-sino pong posible. May merito rin po ang sinasabi po ng ating kasama kanina na ang DILG Secretary din po ay dapat sa kanyang pananaw ay maging acting. Okay din ho yun kasi po ay kaya ho yun kasi siya naman po ang tinitingin sa lahat po ng local government. Hawak niya po ang PNP, hawak niya po ang BJMP, hawak niya po ang BFP. Okay din ho yun. Ang sa akin lang ho, baka mas maganda po dagdagan pa po natin yung listahan. Tulad po sa US Constitution, mas mahabang listahan, mas maganda po kasi hindi po natin masasabi po, no? Ang ating Constitution, hindi ho ganun kadali palitan, hindi ho ganun kadali i-amenda. Kaya kung tayo po ay mag-aamenda, siguraduhin na ho natin na nandito na ho lahat. Dagdagan na ho natin po siguro ang akin hong pananaw.
Maraming salamat po. Teka po, yun lang muna po hindi pa nakapagsalita. Reverend Bonica, opo.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Ito pong issue tungkol sa succession, isa po lamang to sa napakaraming issue na dapat talagang palitan ng ating konstitusyon because our constitution today, 1987, has no good sense. Tsaka full of contradiction. Pati yung principle for governance ay salusalungat. Katulad po dyan sa ating konstitusyon, kailangan maunawaan po ng tao noon ang ating po mga mambabatas, ating po mga mamamayan, yung pong principle ng persons in authority at saka persons of agents of persons in authority. Yun pong succession natin dito, lahat po yan nasa prinsipyo ng ang succession ay sa persons in authority. Ang mga persons in authority, mga elected po yan. Halal po ng taong bayan yan. Wala akong busyang kundi ang bayan. Yun pong mga inappoint, DILG, they are only agents of persons in authority. So they don't necessarily follow the succession for even only as officer in charge in case of maano. Kaya ako sinasabi ko, kailangan paltan natin talaga yung ating konstitusyon. Habang may panahon pa ho tayo, huwag na natin antayin na mangyari ang mga bagay na yan. Dahil isa lamang ho yan sa napakaraming issue na nagko-contradict. Doon pa ho lamang sa first 10 articles at mga sections. Makikita niya doon sa mga sections ng first articles ng ating Constitution, Napakaraming contradiction. Magkakagulo talagang dahil it is of no good sense. Maraming po salamat.